So you've hired your first staff member. Now what? Good morning and welcome to In the Car with Clint. The other day I put out a video about when is the right time to hire your first staff member, and today I want to talk about what you should, could, may need to, want to do to ensure that that new staff member has the very best start after they've come on board. Oh, come on, camera. So it's a good practice to get into to make sure that you've got an onboarding system in place from day one. And the reality is, when you're growing a business, you just don't have that. And a lot of times the first staff member you hire will quite often be your right-hand man or woman, and they'll be learning from you via exposure and experience. But the reality is, as the business gets bigger, the exposure and experience to the owner becomes less and less, and the quality of the training or understanding or onboarding can start to diminish and shandy out as you get different layers of this person learned from the director, and then they taught this person, and they taught this person, and then this person's learning fourth hand or fifth hand. So as an owner or a business owner or a director or a manager, it's your responsibility to make sure that you're communicating your expectations with your team properly, and that'll stop any ill feelings. And the best time to communicate the majority of the general expectations is as they start or before they start. So if you are doing that with a new staff member and you've never done it before, I recommend that you record the conversation on camera or verbally as you're talking to them. So even if you're just like, hey, Jane, you've just started, thanks for joining, this is going to be one hell of a ride. I just want to talk to you about, the accent of the business and the tone of the business and the things that matter to me the most and the things that matter to me least. And this is very easy for me to do because I've had 12 years of running WaterPro, and I understand what matters to me and what doesn't matter to me. And that wasn't for Jane, that was for you guys. So then you're like, Jane, it's really important to me that you're early for work. 5 minutes early is on time. On time is late. I'm not as concerned about uniform as a lot of businesses owners that you might deal with, and so you can just wear what you want because we're not customer facing, or we're modern. Wear your hoodie, wear it backwards, I don't care. But when the phone rings, it has to be answered. This customer segment, I care about this, I don't. The cleanliness of your workspace matters to me, this doesn't. And just explain all those things, and then it's really clear from the start. This is where you park your car, this is where you go to the toilet, this is what you can put in the fridge, this is what you can't put in the fridge, all that kind of stuff. Communicate it early, record it, and then you can start preparing documents for the next lot of stuff that come through. We are only getting to this 12 years later. So if you aren't doing it, don't stress too much. If you can do it, it's going to make your life much easier. I'm not great at documenting policies and procedures. I'm having to work hard to do that. So now when we have new staff come on board, there's a suite of videos that they can watch so that it doesn't have to rely on me going and doing the orientation. I have been doing the first lot recently, so I'll go in the last 2 or 3 people that we've hired, I've gone and spent 4 hours and I've talked about the culture of the business, what matters to me, the 12 immutable laws of WaterPro, basics of irrigation training, how to design an irrigation system, how I want the shelves to be filled, how I want stock to look, the way their uniform needs to be worn or adhered to, or the uniform policy, where they park their cars, all the things that might be on people's minds. I take care of it on that first day. Because as leaders, we forget that we know our business, and these people are coming in completely blind to what the expectations are. And some people aren't as... Entrepreneurs have this ability to just, rock up and whatever happens, right? Most of them. And a lot of employees that you're going to hire don't have that comfortability level. They don't feel like they can just roll in and, just work it out on the fly. So the more you can communicate with them, the less anxiety or stress they're going to have around what should and shouldn't be done, and what they're meant to do and what they're not meant to do. The other thing that I've been doing so all of those videos are now recorded and up on our private YouTube link. I might make them public, actually. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if there's too much sensitivity in there, but I think it could be beneficial. We've got an employment platform called Employment Hero, which is connected to KeyPay. KeyPay manages our wages so that you can make sure that you're paying people the right wages, and it tracks all their annual leave, and they can apply for annual leave and communicate in there. Employment Hero, as I understand it, is to hold all of this video. Sorry, guys. I might need to get some more cameras for the car. Employment Hero, as I understand it, you can put in videos, onboarding things, checklists, so that you can say, look, as a new staff member, I need you to watch these 4 videos before you do anything. And then they have to tick off or sign off or accept that they've actually done those things. And then that gives you a good feedback loop to go back and say, well, you've watched this video. What didn't you understand about it? Because you're not wearing your uniform properly. Anyway, they've got those videos. They watch the videos. They start their work. Within the first 7 days, in most cases or all cases, I have lunch with new staff, and it's an opportunity for me to meet staff members that may have been hired by my team and that I haven't ever met. So there's a guy working at Kent Town who Chris hired, and I had lunch with him on his first day, or it was in his first week, and I haven't seen him. I saw him once, so he's been working for us for a month or thereabouts. And I've only met him at the lunch and then once more, but I've got a much better context and a much better relationship with him because we've sat down for half an hour or 45 minutes and eaten and just had a conversation about what matters to him. You know, like the things that have happened to him leading up to having a job with us, and what his goals are in the workplace, so that I have this 50,000 foot view of all of the staff that work inside the company or the companies and what matters to them, so that when opportunities arise, I know, you know, the people that might have been interested. So that's one thing. It doesn't have to be a lunch. It could just be a coffee. It could be anything. If you're working side by side with this person, you might not need to do it, but it's just something that I do. But all of this, all of the things I'm talking about, it comes down to making sure that you support new employees early, because we haven't had much of a case of people leaving in their first week or two, but I've heard some horrific stories about the recruitment process. That it's like you go through, like having a baby. You go through 9 months of labor, and then you get the baby and you don't look after it. Like, it's ridiculous. You go through such a process to recruit. Some people pay $15,000 or $20,000 to recruitment agencies to get their staff, and then the staff come in and no one talks to them, and they don't have a desk, and they don't have a computer, and they don't have a uniform, they don't know what they're meant to do, they don't know where they're meant to go, they don't know what time they're meant to start, who they report to, what their KPIs are, and then they leave, and then people are like, what a dick. No, you're a dick. You need to have all of that shit in place so that those people feel welcome and comfortable, and they come in and they start their job, and then they stay and they become better, and the business becomes better, and it's very, very beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. You get to meet new people, have people be part of your growth, you're part of their life. Hiring people is the best part of this business. Firing people is the worst. But hiring people is the best part of this business, of being in business. You get to meet new people all the time and start to learn about their lives deeply, be part of the growth of their lives, and have them be part of the growth of your business. I don't know why more people don't do it. Anyway, I better cut it off because D'Artagnan will be freaking out. What is it, 8.5 minutes? Thanks for tuning in, guys. I hope that's been helpful. That was In the Car with Clint. If you like the content, please don't hesitate to subscribe to the channel. Share it with someone that might benefit from it. Maybe you've got a boss that didn't onboard you well, and this is a soft way of letting him know that maybe the future employees might benefit from a little bit of change. In saying that, I'm not perfect, and a lot of these videos are to remind me too. So take care of each other, be kind, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.